Greetings, football lovers. Happy Football Sunday to the football family. My name is Benton Lawson. Welcome to Ball Chat Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, part of the Ball Chat family. Come on, how are you doing? Come on, Wagwan.
I'm good, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. It's nice to see your face. Come on, nice to see your face. I thought you weren't gonna make it today. Come on.
No, I'm a warrior.
I'm a warrior. Football Family Junior is traveling. He's traveling this week. He will try to join in later on in the show. Of course, Manchester United had a wonderful week, so he will try to join in later in the show. Manchester United defeated Spurs. Soft soap Spurs, so we'll discuss that later in the show. Manchester United also defeated Granada in the Europa League matchup. So Junior will try and join in later in the show. Football family, you know how we do it. Ball Chat Podcast, all about reviewing the week, some of the week's major news in the world of football. We have La Liga, El Clasico. We'll discuss the El Clasico as Barcelona Canada. Ronald Koeman and Barcelona are very upset about not getting a penalty at the end of the game. We discuss EPL as Leicester City is looking to stumble again. Not another year, Leicester City. Not another year. We have the Yard Ballers report as the Jamaican players and the JFF, apparently they made a deal. They made a deal, football family. So we'll discuss that later in the show, and we'll have Kadish Fisher join us with our women's football report later on. We'll see if she'll join us, but we have women's football to discuss later on in the show. If you join us on FlowSports YouTube page, Ball Chat YouTube page, or Facebook, you can join the discussion, take part in the show. It's a live and interactive show. If you join us on Twitter, you can take part in the show. So football family, as always, we normally start the show with ballers and bugs at the top end of the show, but today we're going to take a minute and highlight what's going on in St. Vincent. Ball Chat is all about football. It's all about the family. It's all about the community. And part of the Ball Chat family, St. Vincent crew is on. Of course, you've heard about the volcano eruption. La Soufriere is erupted in St. Vincent, and we're trying to do our part, football family, to spread the word, to help the families. About 16,000 people have been displaced so far. There's a desperate need for things, if you can. So, Desmond Morris, who is a former national player for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who've been part of the Ball Chat family and have joined us on the show, have sent us some information, and we're going to read it out. If you live in the Brooklyn area and you can join in Volcano Relief Drive, April 17th, this Saturday at Friends of Crown Heights, 671 Prospect Place, Brooklyn, New York, 11213. Items in need, you have folding cots, blankets, sleeping mats, you have non-perishable foods, respirator masks with filters are also needed, hygiene kits, anything you can do, football family, to help out the St. Vincent and the Grenadines family as they go through the situation. La Sophia has erupted, and Ball Chat Podcast, as usual, is always about the family. So we want to take a moment to highlight this cause. Other days, you can send donation to St. Vincent and the Grenadines Relief, INC, CO, Standard Shippers, 905 Ditmas Avenue in Brooklyn, New York, 11213. Come on, do you like to add anything to this whole drivers and what the family is going through down in St. Vincent before we get to our football discussion?
Yeah, it's one Caribbean, and I have a couple friends who have relatives in St. Kitts, and they've been sending videos and just sharing pictures. What is happening there? It is unbelievable. It is sad because a lot of people have been displaced. So if we can help them, we'll find a way to help them. So
Of course. And Ball Chat family will continue to spread the word. And as we get more information, we'll put it up on our social media platform. The Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency has been getting relief into the island. Of course, the displaced families are on the cruise ship. Prime Minister Ralph Gonzalez has said that the people are on the ship. So we're trying to, and this is in the midst of a pandemic. So football family, do what we can to help those in need. Volcano Relief Drive. this Saturday, April 13, 9 a.m., Friends of Crown Heights, 671 Prospect Place, Brooklyn, New York, 11213 is the address. And as we get more information for other places in the States, we'll go ahead and send it out on our social media platform. All right, let's get to football and let's discuss some football. And let's start off with our ballers and bugs. Come on. Who do you have as your ball of the week as the impressive players? Because it cannot be Barcelona.
Don't mind the shirt, don't, it's laundry day. Don't mind the shirt. So my baller is Alan Saint Maximin from Newcastle. And the reason why I am giving him a baller of the week is Newcastle really, really struggling. And he actually had a goal and assist in a crucial game versus Burnley. They came from behind. So they needed this 3 points, and he was actually clutch. So, he's my baller. And I also have to say Jesse Lingard with a brace of West Ham, 3-2 over Leicester. Why Leicester? He's the next one. But Jesse Lingard is the perfect example of a girl leaving a man, right? Because he now move on, he not doing what he's supposed to do, find the next man and bring him up and stay happily ever after. So Jesse Lingard is actually my baller as well.
Jesse Lingard is the real baller and bigging up St. Maximin. And by the way, while Camon was talking, I was on screen. Sorry about that, football family. My ball of the week, football family. Just big up yourself, Jesse Frame. If you have a baller, send them on. If you have a bug, we'll get the bug or the unimpressive player of the week. The ballers are the impressive players of the week. My baller of the week, has to give to Real Madrid. Come on, not because you have on a Barcelona jersey, I mean you cannot give ball of the week to Real Madrid. Real Madrid was fantastic. They defeat Barcelona 2-1 in El Clasico. This is the third consecutive victory in over Barcelona for Real Madrid. Yes, I know. Sometimes I support Barcelona, but I have to give credit where credit is due.
I mean, I swear to God, you're a boaty, but listen, on top of this big 3 straight wins for Real Madrid over Barcelona, it has been 43 years since Real Madrid beat Barcelona 3 straight times. My club in a disarray, and I don't want you over here, so stay over here, side master. You want to be boaty, we don't want you over here.
So come on, do you want to share the ball of the week for Real Madrid with me? Because I'm willing to share.
You know what? I always say that Benzema is underrated. Without a Benzema, I don't think Real Madrid would be in this position that they're in. Big Ben is I mean, we cuss him because we expect more from him. But I think if there was no Big Ben, there would be no Real Madrid in this pole position. So Big Ben should get your baller, not my baller. Should get a baller.
Yes, big up to Big Ben's Kareem Benzema, ball of the week, as come on said. He's been sensational for Real Madrid. 9th goal in the past 7 La Liga games. Real Madrid defeated Barcelona 2-1, and they also defeated Liverpool in the Champions League 3-1. Real Madrid's coach Zinedine Zidane says every game is a final, so I have to give him and his team ball of the week because they're playing big money football at the most critical time of the season. Ball of the week to Rocco Reyes Nova. Yes, I said it correctly. That's the name. Remember the name. Atlanta United backup goalkeeper, 18 years old, made his debut in the CONCACAF Champions League first round matches for Atlanta United on Tuesday or Wednesday of this week, made 8 saves, and he was fantastic. So Brad Guzan, the number 1 goalkeeper, picked up a red card. The 18-year-old came in, and he was fantastic. So Brad Guzan, you got competition. So ball of the week to Roque Rios Nova, new Atlanta United backup goalkeeper, promising things for the kid in the future. All right, let's keep the ballers and bugs coming. Prime Minister says correction. It is Messi Lingard. Yo, don't start with the foolishness, Prime Minister. You've seen these memes with Jesse Lingard getting Ronaldinho meme, Messi meme, original Ronaldo meme. Don't start with the foolishness. But he's doing quite fantastic, right? Come on, Why with the foolishness?
He is, and the fact that he's enjoying it, like a full robot dance or whatever, but he's enjoying his football. And you like to see that. You like to see good enough players get an opportunity to shine elsewhere. My issue is this now that he's shining, then his price tag has gone up. Man U has said that they don't want to sell him, so I don't even know that's going to work. It looked like the money that would go away and play bad to get an opportunity to move. But I think he has like one more year on his contract. So I think Jesse Lingard deserves to move to a club that really, really wants him.
Yeah,
Not money.
the sun is shining for Jesse Lingard. Conrad Tully, big up yourself, family. Conrad Tully says ball of the week is Benzema. Prime Minister ball of the week is big bad Mbappe. Mbappe was fantastic, and my fancy baller Neymar as PSG defeated Bayern Munich. We'll get to preview later on the Champions League second leg of the quarterfinal matches. Mbappe and PSG defeated Bayern Munich. So ball of the week for Mbappe from Prime Minister. Football family, bless up yourself, Mark Antony Anutti, watching us on Flow Sport. Let's get to the bug of the week, football family. Bug has been an unimpressive players of the week. Come on. Surely you have to give Messi and Barcelona bug of the week.
Oh, yeah, boom rushing on my side, man. First of all, we have to give it to Spurs. I mean, like, can I side beat? You know what? It's my fault. Let me give myself a bug of the week. I actually thought that Spurs had a chance to beat Manchester United. Shame on me. So me and the bug. But Spurs, I don't understand how Spurs can be so toothless. It's like Spurs is a one-man team. Like Son is the baller where you can really depend on. Yes, Garrett Bale is there. They're like a 5 minute here and there. Harry Kane is there. I'm not big on Harry Kane. I'm sorry. But Son of my baller. So Spurs is just I don't know. I don't know if Spurs deserve to be in the top half of the Premier League. I mean, maybe then Levy will go ahead and buy some players because this is not it. And I have to also give a bug to Leicester City. Leicester City, they were in prime pole position and they just let the position slip away. And it's like every year, it's like we can set the pot on fire for Leicester City imploding. They have to do something. They have to shape it up, or they're going to be out of the top five, sitting out there when they were so comfortable in the top five.
Come on,
Oh, and Barcelona.
Oh.
Let me give them a bug because Benton thinks that they deserve a bug. Let's see.
Barcelona, come on, finally decided to give Barcelona a bug of the week, but her real bugs of the week is Spurs, and she's giving herself a bug of the week for thinking that
But
Spurs.
I am giving Barcelona a bug too because at least draw, at least tie the game with Real Madrid.
At least tie the game. At least tie the game. And Bugs being the unimpressive players of the week. Players of the week. My bug of the week. And of course, before we move on from come on, Leicester City. You're giving Leicester City a bug of the week, but they didn't have James Madison. Come on.
You just call one man 11 players on the pitch at all times. I am not into that in a Benton. I am not into the one person is the team. That's not how it is. You have 11 players on the pitch. Eke out a win or eke out a draw. It was just ridiculous. Leicester City is letting this opportunity slip away from them.
All right, Tottenham. Big up yourself, football family. We'll get to the comments. Conrad Tully says, how do you come on? Revenge will come for big team Manchester United. Conrad Tully, the Manchester United fan.
I think Isaiah Jaglenson says Tottenham no spur like poultry chickens.
Big up yourself, Jaglenson, Isaiah. Big up yourself, Isaiah Jaglenson. A big fan of the show, and we love the support, football family. Love the support.
From BM to BM says baller of the week is Big Ben's. Real Madrid looks like they can win the La Liga. And you know what? I don't want to say it, but I agree with you. You know why? If you did watch Atletico Madrid game today, madness. I think Real Madrid will win the trophy.
Yeah. Atletico Madrid is wobbling, and we'll get to La Liga in a few minutes. They are wobbling. Boy, Diego Simeone is jumping up like he have Hansen and Pants at the end there as his team hang on against as Yano Black makes some really great saves at the end. So it's just I don't know. I mean, they led at one point by 10 points, and this was one of the greatest comeback or the greatest collapse in history. If Atletico Madrid does lose this title, it's just it's amazing that Atletico Madrid is this bad down the stretch. Um, big up
Should
Ramon
Simeone
as
lose his job?
yeah. Go ahead, come on.
Should Simeone lose his job?
That's a tough one. I think we'll talk after the season. It's a tough one. I mean, he's done so much for this club. He has elevated this club and made them into something bigger than Atletico Madrid even aspired to be years before he came there. So he has really raised the standard of this club. But
But football is a result based
yes, yes,
profession.
yes, yes,
So it's like, what have you done for me recently? Look at
yes,
it. If anything proves that point, is Leicester City firing off Claudia. So it's a result based thing.
yes.
Simone might be a leader or a hero, but if he can produce, then I think he's going to be on the chopping block.
Yeah. And I wouldn't. And yes, I'm biased. I like Cholo. I'm a big fan of what he's done at Atletico Madrid. I wouldn't let him go. I would probably do this with this club. I would remake this team in the image that Cholo wanted to make. And that will probably take getting rid of Joao Felix. Barcelona, get rid of a couple players and take Joao Felix off their hand. I think Joao Felix will do better with Barcelona and build Atletico Madrid back in the image of what Diego Simeone is. I mean, I think the way they're structured now with Thomas Lemar, Vitolo, it's those players are too fancy and too soft. So for Atletico Madrid, Atletico Madrid football with Diego Simeone at the helm, with Diego Godin, Miranda, Felipe Luis, Mario Suarez, Garcia.
Oh boy.
Yes,
What one?
it was
Mhm.
pitbull, dog, nasty, dirty football, and I think that's what they should do rather than get rid of Diego Simeone. I wouldn't fire him, but I like him. So my bug of the week quickly. My bug of the week, football family. Before we get to our roundup, I want to give myself a bug of the week. It's coming to Jesus moment today on Ball Chat. Come on, give herself bug of the week for expecting more of Leicester City, and I'm gonna go ahead and give myself a bug of the week for picking Liverpool. I said it last week for picking Liverpool to beat Real Madrid. I must say mad at big money time of the championship right now. I thought so. I'm gonna give myself a bug of the week, and I also want to give Ole Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a bug of the week for complaining. You know what? Or anyone who's complaining about the game is gone because of decisions that VAR makes that they don't like. I mean, come on, calm down. Only talking about if it was his son that fell on the ground like that, to paraphrase him in the Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United game, he wouldn't get food or he wouldn't get dinner. I mean, that is foolishness. I know he probably was kidding around, but them thought they gone too wide. So Ollie, you did a fantastic job in Manchester United. Celebrate your victory. But stop the foolishness about game gone to the dog and them foolishness there. And anyone who talking about because of VAR, the game gone to the dog. Bugs of the week. Alright, let's get to our football roundup. Let's start with the Manchester United versus Spurs matchup. Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho and Spurs. He seems like a resigned man. I mean, it is what it is. But overall, Edson Cavani was fantastic. Your thoughts?
Josie, am I coach? I like him. I like Moreno, but I think the Spurs job is a little bit too much for him. I don't think. I think this will not work for Josie. I think Josie needs to find a club that he can win with, but not Spurs. Spurs is not ready, and I don't even know if getting exceptional players would even do anything for Josie. Let us be fair though. Josie's style of football kind of it has evolved, right?
Yeah.
We don't see the parking of the bus with Tottenham. But at this point, maybe he should be parking the bus when it comes to Spurs. So I think Josie's role at Spurs, they just need to come to a decision to kind of go their separate ways because it's not really working. I mean, I don't think he has the players to do it. And I think Josie is just frankly bored of Spurs Football Club.
All right, so I asked you about Cavani. I didn't ask you about Joseph still enough. We'll get to it now.
Oh, well, okay.
but,
As an old man,
yes. Yeah.
I am really impressed with Cavani. We know the kind of player that he is, right? Yeah. We know what Manu will get when they utilize Cavani properly. And they have been doing that. They've been using him so he's not getting injured. He's involved in the play. I see Cavani running back to defend. So I think Manchester United did a very good piece of business when they got Cavani. So I think with Cavani and Fred, they will slowly kind of climb up and be comfortable in second position.
What is this? They're unbeaten in their last 23 games. That's the run that Manchester United is currently on in the EPL. I mean, they're on a very impressive run. I mean, Edson Cavani, it's rumored that he's moving on to Boca Juniors at the end of the season. Can they really replace him now with Mason Greenwood? That seems to be the suggestion.
Mason Greenwood? Listen.
I mean, he's an old school, really man above boy sort of striker. He's very physical. He makes the centre back's life miserable. Jose Mourinho should get a 2-carton box because if you expect Eric Dyer and Rondon to cover Edson Cavani, I mean, what do you expect? His movement.
But hold on a second. So why shouldn't Jose expect, to mark him?
Because we have seen Eric Dyer.
Because what?
We look at Eric Dyer's body of work on the Pochettino and his current body of work on the Jose Mourinho, and it's just not up to scratch. And Rondon is a kid.
But look at it. But look at this. And you say, oh, we are very unfair.
Yes.
So we are saying that, remember saying, no, in Premier League, Eric Dyer is held in some high regard, right? You hear coaches talk about him and people talk about him as a good player. You just say his body of work is not up to stuff. Why are we blaming Josie for putting in this capable person that they're paying to play this position? The man him if you do them job.
All right. So
you make this all listen.
At the end of the day.
Correct. But you're correct. Clubs need a mixture of youth and they need a mixture of the more experienced players. Just like with Chelsea with Giroud, you have like a Tammy.
Yeah.
So for them to lose Cavani, they have to replace him with somebody else who come with that body of work.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. For me, like Jose must scoop up Cavani. Pay him whatever he wants.
Okay. Jose might need a team. Talk about scoop up Cavani. But impressive what Manchester United is doing. Of course, we all are pretty much 99% sure that the league is gone from them in terms of the EPL title. But the body of work, what Ole is doing, where they were a year to now, it's absolutely impressive. So we got to give them credit as they make the push to the business end of the season. I want to get your thoughts on the statement about son. He would feed his son. You're the referee. What kind of foolishness is that? Do you agree with this statement?
Hold on a second. Being a referee not have nothing to do with this statement.
The game is gone. Ole says the game is gone. The game is absolutely gone. If my son stays down like this for 3 minutes and he needs 10 mates to help him up, he won't get any food. Prime Minister says, big up yourself, Prime Minister says, son dropped like he was shot. That wasn't a foul. That must be a match. But Jose Mourinho replied in his post-match press conference, before you comment, come on, Jose Mourinho said that, to paraphrase, he said he's glad that Son's father is not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he pretty much had an issue with that statement. He took a huge offense, maybe some deflecting, but he had an issue with that statement from Ole. Come on, go ahead.
First of all, it was the comment was so unnecessary. It wasn't needed from Ole. I mean, you won. You know, you don't have to say anything. And I hope he gets fined. I really do. Because we can't be out there talking nonsense, right? The Prime Minister, that was a foul. I don't even care what anybody wants to say. Hand to face is a foul. You know, yes, him blame it. Yes, him drop on the ground like him get shot. Yes, he was extra. It was the dive was excessive. But don't put the hand in nobody's face and don't make it a call easy on a referee. You don't make the referee don't put the referee in that position. That's the first thing. Second of all, if the foul is under the box, it would be a PK. So it's safe to say it's a foul on the pitch. Okay, fine. Let that go on. But Ole win. Ole had no reason to make that comment and get tonight with Jose, because you know Jose Mourinho was going to respond. You know him is a back and forth man, and him love the excitement. Let's take your win. Let's take your 3 points and go on, Ole. Ole get 2 extra now from what they are now.
When you say he must smell himself.
Yeah, him 2 extra man. Take the 3 points and go on.
How you mean, PE coach? Talk your mind, yes? Them can't this no more. Ole was once regarded as a PE coach. As we continue our EPL roundup, but again, impressive.
Hold on, the Mark is saying his baller of the week is Lacazette.
Oh,
yo,
we'll get to Arsenal in a second.
Arsenal did really that struggle.
We'll get to Arsenal in a second. Let's Liverpool secured a victory at the end. Trent Arnold scored at the death. What is going on with Liverpool? Come on. Will they make it into this Champions League spot?
Listen, Liverpool, listen. We expect too much from these teams. We want them to win day in and day out. The people that must struggle, yes. You know, it was only Aston Villa, but Aston Villa was on their way to beat them.
Yeah.
My question to you is this: how on earth Trent is not in the England squad? Yo, so he better ease himself. But let him not stand on himself. It was an epic freak, an epic shot. So I think I'm not going to say that Liverpool has turned the corner, because I didn't really see anything to say yes, them start quick. But I mean, it's 3 points, and a badly needed 3 points it is as well.
A badly needed 3 points, and on the other side of that game, Aston Villa continues another game without Jack Grealish, and they seem to be doing quite fine without him, right? At least competitive-wise. The results may not be coming, but he's a sorely missed player.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I remember last season we actually thought that Grealish would have gone to a bigger club, a better club, because he really carries the team on his back, and he was really missed.
Yeah.
You know, we want to see what's his name, Ollie. We want to see if he's going to get a new contract or if he's going to move on to a better team. I think no disrespect to Aston Villa, but they need a bigger team. So Jack really needs to know his worth and kind of like move on to win championship.
Yeah.
BM1 for them starting say Ole I get.
Yeah, but they never call him a PE coach. I thought that was what he was referring to. My apologies, man. You see, this is how they must smell themselves, Manchester United. It's a good thing Junior is not here. Big up yourself, family, the Manchester United. Moving on as we continue our EPL roundup, Jesse Lingard, or Messi Lingard as someone's calling it. The man hot like fire. Hot, absolutely hot like fire. Scored what? Double figures in terms of goals and assists in 7 or 8 games for West Ham. I mean, the last West Ham player to do that was in 1997. Some brother named Mark Prestor, we can't know, but I mean, what he loves space, but he seems to be enjoying his football more than anything. You saw that goal, that the first goal? It was like just Lingard a curl.
But we know, but this is what we know. And if you talk to footballers out there, they will tell you, once them happy, once them enjoying football, and you realize that just and them right for calling Messi Lingard, this man is roaming. I mean, when I time I think of Santa all the way over to the corner flag, this man is just roaming all over the pitch. Them giving freedom. He's just doing his thing. And I think when a player has that amount of freedom and that amount of trust from the coach, I mean, what is there to lose? He was at a club where he wasn't playing, he wasn't contributing, right? And now somebody take a chance on him. There's no downside to Jesse Lingard just playing free and happy football at West Ham.
Yes, he's enjoying himself as West Ham continues to push into a Champions League spot, making Chelsea fans very, very nervous. We'll get to El Clasico, 876 gamers. We'll get to El Clasico and La Liga in a second as we finish our EPL roundup. Let's look at the EPL table. Let's get to the EPL table as Man City continues to be the leader of the pack. But the race for top four is what's about. Chelsea sitting in, a number 5 in our player, come on. But Kai Havertz and Chelsea, I thought, they look good. Christian Pulisic scored 2 goals and scored an emphatic goal. I mean, beat the keeper Guetta at the near post. I mean, it was good. Positives.
Listen, play the man them in a them position. Play the man them in a position and we will be okay. It's that number 3 on our jersey. We're trying to move up to the number 3 spot. So 5 is just temporary. We'll keep it warm for Leicester City.
Do you think Leicester City is gonna fall out of this? Is the odd team out here in the top 4 race?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. I think even West Ham have a better chance of sitting up there in 3rd versus Leicester City. Let us just look. I mean, they were devoid of ideas. And it's like you can't put your pot on fire and really depend on Leicester. And that's the problem. Like you have like a team like West Ham where you really don't expect anything. And when them surprise, you're like, oh my gosh, with Leicester City, we expect them to be in top 5. And they consistently disappoint us. Always disappoint.
So, and knowing how difficult things are for Leicester City, how tricky the encounter was going into the game against West Ham. Do you agree with Brandon's decision to bench Madison, Chaudhry, and Ayoze Perez for breaching COVID protocol? I mean, I understand they have the standards still, and they have the rules, but...
You just answer your own question.
But they're kind of in a desperate situation right now. Why does nobody give a warning?
But you see, the thing is you have to set an example. I mean, you can't make a man feel like, say, okay, we need you, so you can do anything you want. Because guess what happened? They broke COVID protocols, and throw them in the starting lineup. What does that say? That says that next week they can have a bigger party now, a bigger villa, and you will be expected to play. So I understand if they can do that to Abba, right? If Arteta can do that to Abba a bigger player for me in my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the results did not go the way that Leicester City wanted it to go. But they would know that before they bench him, and you have to set some rules.
Yeah.
You just have to.
Yeah, you have to set the standard. All right. Before we wrap up EPL, Prime Minister wants to know what happened to Pep losing to 10-man Leeds. Now, on to the Manchester United fan. It's a blip, Bridget. It's a blip. But Leeds was impressive, though. Your thoughts?
You know what, too? And that's the thing. Leeds is one of the teams that I have been disappointed in the season. When the season started, they were hot, right?
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, they are going to be the outlier. They're going to be the team that nobody expects, the dark horse, the Leicester City. Yeah. And then they continuously, fall off. Them just fall off. So at this point, whatever Leeds. But Why should we celebrate Pep losing? At this point, Pep can even he can experiment. He can put Kyle Walker in a goal right now for 2 games and still be relaxed. So we the City going to win even if Leeds 10-man team beat them. City is going to win.
Some
So that's
Manchester
why when
United
I go to
fans still.
no, but seriously, Prime Minister, me laugh, me giggle, me call my brother, me call my son same time because
Yeah.
they're City fans. I'm a laugh. But at the end of the day, they must still go win the league.
Yeah, and some Manchester United fans, big up yourself, family. They still have hope. Come on, they still have hope. But before we wrap up our EPL roundup, Jamie Carragher, let's get to Arsenal Football Club. I was gonna give them Bug of the Week, but of course they defeated Sheffield. Yeah, I was gonna give them Bug of the Week for not beating Slavia Prague in the Europa League, but let's get to Arsenal Football Club before we move to La Liga and other football roundup. Jamie Carragher was very critical of Arsenal and Aubameyang on the Monday Night Football show. He had a scathing criticism. He says that, I'm going to put this up for a second. He says, I think Aubameyang's performances this season have been lazy at times. I do not care how many goals he gets. He has won golden boots in the past, but he's definitely a player who doesn't bring anything to this team if he does not score a goal, and that's a big problem. He was late for the North London derby, and the manager took a big decision, and it paid off. I was commenting on the game, and when he went off the pitch in the 77th minute, Arsenal scored, and he celebrated it with Lacazette, and I said that's the most energetic I've seen him this season. He then gets brought off against Liverpool. This is your star man getting taken off in the last 2 games on the back of me wanting to see a reaction. He went on to say that there are signs that Arsenal might have another Mesut Ozil situation on their hand, or could have a Mesut Ozil situation on their hand, as in the fact that Aubameyang just got his fat contract, looking at 300 to 350,000 pounds a week, and he's considered lazy, according to Jamie Carragher. Come on, your thoughts on the statement, and you don't think Arsenal have another Ozil situation?
Um, I have to choose my words carefully because for me with
Take
Jamie,
your
nobody
time.
wants
Take
to
your
hear
time.
Jamie. Yeah, nobody wants to hear what Jamie has to say. There are so many other players that look like Jamie Carragher
Okay.
who don't produce on the pitch and they're commanding a huge paycheck. Yes, sometimes Abba can be a little bit should I say he looks as if he's not interested, but sometimes he plays. I don't know if maybe that's an issue with him and the coach, or he just does not want to be there anymore. But I wouldn't say he's lazy. The entire Arsenal squad looked out of sorts. And I just don't understand why Jamie feeling that he needs to pick on Abba every opportunity that he gets.
Yeah.
And he's been very cheeky when he's talking about celebrating with Lacazette is the most energetic he has ever seen. First of all, let us think about it. Abba has this lazy sauntering play to him like a Pogba, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how he has this sauntering run to him, this sauntering play. I mean, when have we ever seen him? When have we seen him look like a hurricane? When have we ever seen him run up and down like a Jamie party?
Yes.
I've never seen him. So this is his style of play, but I just don't appreciate Carragher picking on him every chance that he gets. There are other players. Remember, there are 11 players on the pitch.
Yeah.
And he can't be the only one at fault. You have other players on there who are commanding a good enough salary. And talk about it. Talk about Willian. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't appreciate him picking on Abba.
Yeah. Before we wrap up our EPL, I think some of that stuff is premature. Go easy, Jamie Carragher. Go easy, Bridget. Go easy. Not because the man get his money, get his food, means that you're gonna compare him to Mesut Ozil. Quickly, do you think Mikel Arteta, this is a question from Prime Minister, the man to take Arsenal forward before we step to La Liga? Quickly.
Who, Arteta?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He's like one of those. No, he's a Lampard. Absolutely not. I don't think. And look at it. What position is Arsenal in? They were at 11. Them there 11. Them win them gone away.
We don't look anything past six, but we can pull the table back up to remind Arsenal
No,
fans
they're ninth. Arsenal is
they're
ninth. They're
sitting.
below Everton. Even though, but look at it.
Yes.
Everton played 29 games, right? Arsenal played 41.
Yeah.
So, and yet Arsenal is ninth and Everton is eighth. And I don't think a club as big as Arsenal should ever be in a position like this. And I don't see, even from last, I don't see Arteta as being the man to bring them forward. He could be Pep's understudy till God come. I just don't think he's the right person. And then this is coming from me who hates Arsenal, but it is true. Hold on a second. So 876 game myself opinions from Arsenal fans don't count. And so Mark is saying Arsenal is my team. We need to win Europa League.
Yeah, we'd have to beat Slavia Prague first. And I don't know. I mean, I thought the game against Slavia Prague, there's a chance to lay down a marker, come out and beat the brakes off Slavia Prague with all the nonsense that's been going around them. Slavia Prague that is running up to that match, and Arsenal met the man and score so late in the game. Come on. But you cannot depend. Arsenal needs a backbone. I think exactly what they need. Them on Spurs. All right, let's get to Clasico. El Clasico. I know Cameron don't really want to discuss it, but we have to. Because Karim Benzema scored a cheeky goal. I mean, you're a big baller. Karim Benzema was fantastic. I mean, he's the cornerstone to everything that's going on. You saw that depth touch. I mean, that was wicked, not true?
Listen to me. I say it. He is underrated. And yes, some of the criticism that he gets, he brings it on himself. But I still think that he is the most critical and crucial piece to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Not even touched by my side. Listen, I don't, and my American friends are so upset when I say the same thing. I do not feel like this is a fit for. I mean, I am not impressed. Maybe next year, maybe the year after, but I'm really not impressed. Barcelona need a complete overall. It's completely the side is shambolic. We can't keep depending on Messi. And if Barcelona lose, we'll blame Messi. You know, if them win, we'll give Messi all of the praise. But that's need for kind of Barcelona. If they need to shake up them things, shake up them folly ground. Get rid of Koeman, man, because it just not work.
So and I know we're gonna get to a Champions League preview and in a second, but I wanted to bring this up early. This Real Madrid midfield, Toni Kroos and Luka Modric. I mean, these guys are old. How is it that these guys are still so in El Clasico? How is it that Barcelona, Football Club Barcelona, is allowing these old men to dominate the midfield just like that? I mean, I know they have Casemiro to protect and clean up anything that comes around, but it's just shocking to me that and Toni Kroos was also dominant in the Liverpool game in Champions League where he played a quarterback role, just pinging the balls from deep. How is it people now lock down them two, brother? Yeah. How nobody, and Koeman is complaining about a penalty kick. How is it that they cannot lock down these players?
Listen to me. From them give Brathwaite number 9, I am so over Barcelona. As I said, Barcelona need to go. As a matter of fact, they never have no money. I don't even know what they're going to do. They have to go there and need to find some players that can bring back Barcelona to the forefront, because the current crop that they have, it's not working. You know, people used to fear Barcelona and Barcelona. When you see Barcelona play, you know it's an automatic 3 points, right? Or close to our 3 points.
Yeah.
No, it's like we can lose to a 15th place Granada. We can lose to a 15th place. It is just not a good fit or a good look right now for
It's
Barcelona.
just not, yeah, just not working out for Football Club Barcelona. Looking at La Liga's table, do you see who does Real Madrid go on and win this? I mean, what do you think happened here? Atletico Madrid
I
leading
think
by a
I,
point.
I, I think I really think so because they're actually the team that is actually in form. Atletico Madrid struggled today. Barcelona struggled against Real Madrid, and they've struggled against some lower level team. So I think Real Madrid has been the most consistent, and I think they will actually go on to win La Liga.
And Barcelona has to play Atletico Madrid coming up. That's one of the big matches. Surely Barcelona can find a way to beat Atletico Madrid, right?
I mean, based on if Atletico Madrid has a bad game, like should I say a bad game? But the game was not good today for Atletico Madrid. So yes, a bad game. If the Barcelona really have to catch them when they're off, when they're not having a good game. That's the only way because Atletico, you talk about the ruggedness of Atletico Madrid, right?
Yeah.
Barcelona cannot manage it. Barcelona cannot manage rough football. There's nobody on Barcelona's team that can take a rough football. Nobody.
Yeah.
At this point, they need to sign Pepe from Porto because they just need a little bit of toughness on the pitch. They can't manage Atletico. So I am calling it from now.
Yeah, Real Madrid is definitely in the driver's seat. Have somewhat of a much easier schedule down the stretch. What, 8 games left in La Liga? So big up yourself, football family. Before we leave La Liga, do you think that was a penalty at the end that Ronald Koeman keeps arguing about?
No, play on. I mean, like,
I
look,
think you
coaches,
don't like the coach, that's why I know. I think you don't like. I bet
that,
if it
that,
Jose, I bet if Jose Mourinho did ask for a penalty, you would have said yes, it's penalty.
no, I just don't. You have 90 plus minutes on the pitch to win the game. We are ball up both one and one off. Come on, go on here, man. Fresh Prince said them just need a good coach, simple. It is more than that, Fresh
Yeah.
Prince, because if we are going to hinge the title on a Brockweight, a Griezmann,
Sergio Dest.
Dembele always injured. I mean, like, if at best, if
Yeah.
we ever hinge La Liga upon that, we're not going to know how we get with that poor man and still have these players. Mm-mm.
Nah,
We're gonna
nah.
be we're gonna be Real Madrid beating stick for a long time.
Yes, it's and Real Madrid did the double over Barcelona first time in what, since 2007 2008 season. So that was an impressive. All right, let's get to preview and prediction segment. Let's set up Champions League games coming down and then get ready to get to yard ballers, highlighting and discussing Jamaican football. Before we get to preview and prediction segment, the fancy baller Neymar had a very good game this week in the Champions League. That there's a hashtag running, if not now, PSG when. Bastian Schweinsteiger, former German great, says 99 of 100 players would have passed back to the goalie at Neymar Jr., one of the best assists I've seen for a long time with the weaker of his 2 feet, as it relates to one of the assists that Neymar pulled off this week. Setting up the big game. This is the big game. Come on, PSG versus Bayern Munich. It's 3-2. Does Bayern Munich have a chance? They have a litany of injuries. Can Hansi Flick turn this thing around?
I think so. And Fresh Prince was asking, what when you think about PSG and Bayern second leg? So this is for you, Fresh Prince. I think Bayern has proven that they can get results. They can be. We've seen them do it time and time again when they're down and they find a way to win. I do think that with Bayern, and this is my opinion, this is the opinion show, it's my opinion, that with Bayern, it's more like a team. right? Everybody contributes. Even Alfonso Davis, Ramona Bucket team around come. I mean, you see everybody working together. Versus PSG, I think it is more about individuals. So we are focused on the Mbappe and the Neymar. You know, we shall see. But I do think Bayern will come back.
And uh, how is it that Hansi Flick, Bayern Munich's coach, decided to bench Alfonso Davis? I mean, the fastest tracksman on your team, who and you're going against Speedster because speed's kill in football. You're going against Speedster in Mbappe. How is it that you bench him and not? It doesn't make any sense. Did you agree with that decision?
But didn't he have a little knock?
No, he didn't play on the weekend in the Bundesliga, and so I mean start him. And
But if he has a knock, why are you going to risk? You see, you are play checkers and the man a play check.
but it
So
just now work.
if him have a little, but the thing is this too, they're not. I mean, look at the score. You know, it's not out of reach.
It's
So
not.
rest him, rest one of the fastest players in football, modern football right now.
Yeah.
Rest him, and then bring him back for the second leg, and then dominate. I mean, like you know what? In Flick, I trust.
You trust Flick, but Leroy Sané, Kingsley Coleman is probably going to be out. There's reports that he's also injured. He was. Um, your thoughts on Leroy Sané? Have we seen enough to say that Leroy Sané is just not good enough? I
You
mean,
want me? I mean, you want Junior kill? I mean, you want no,
Dagba of PSG had Leroy Sané in his back pocket. We thought a few years ago, now Leroy Sané was one of the young and upcoming talent in this thing, in this space. And he's just shying away from going at Dagba. Soft, well, we're not going to call Dagba soft soap, but I mean, is it now we say that Leroy Sané is just not the man?
I won't say that he's not the man. I think he's going through a slump. He's 25. He's not really, really young. And he's not really, really old. So I think Sane is a good enough player. We've seen exceptional games from him. I don't know what's going on right now, but I'm not going to say he's a bust, and I'm not going to say that he's not that good. I just think he's having a bad or an off season.
Well, a few off seasons now. If Leroy Sané had the work ethic of the one Raheem Sterling, big up yourself, family. Leroy Sané would be a sensational player. He's just official prediction. Come on. Does the
Bayern,
does the fancy
Bayern,
baller?
yeah, all a second. So Fresh Prince is saying, remember it was Kimmich who marked Killian in the final last season. Yes. And Mark is saying, I think it's PSG time now. They're going to win the Champions League. I think Bayern is going to beat PSG.
And Ramon Osborne saying PSG 3, Bayern Munich 1. I mean, the simple question is that if not now, when for PSG? Bayern Munich has injuries. On top, their big striker, Robert Lewandowski, is out. You cannot depend on Choupo-Moting because Choupo-Moting needs about 50 chances to score one, whereas his conversion rate is not that good. So if not now for PSG, when? This is and I think they get Marco Verratti back after the COVID positive. So I'm sticking with PSG and to make it to the semi-final. Other matchup, Real Madrid versus Liverpool. It done.
Over. That's
It,
over.
it's over. So I mean, Klopp cannot pull a hat. I mean, they've come back against Barcelona in the past.
You know, and that's after the game. All my Liverpool friends said the same thing that they came back last year. But this is not last year, people. I'm sorry, not gonna work.
What does Klopp has to do for Liverpool to get this right? I noticed he started Namde Keita in that game, which I didn't understand why. It didn't make any sense to me. He actually took him off early on, early in the game. What does Liverpool need to
I
do to give them a
I
chance?
I don't think it is anything that Liverpool will need to adjust or change. I just think Real Madrid is coming into their own. I see them clicking. I see them, the confidence is there, and I see them. I mean, like after this match where you beat Barcelona, your rival or whatever. I mean, I just them gonna take it to Liverpool. I mean, unless Mane decides to have a good game, because Mane's goals are coming like 300 minutes apart. So unless he decides that he wants to have a really good game, then I think it is done and dusted for Real Madrid. Fresh Prince is asking what you think about Vinicius. You know what? With Vinicius, in the beginning, I think it was more fashioned into a Dembele type of player. It's like they had the same attributes. He was, he had maybe, he had to take like 5 shots before he really convert. But no, I really see that his confidence is up, and he's really, really finding form in this Real Madrid squad. So I think, I'm young, and I think we have him have time to kind of like grow on what him have. But I think Vinicius is a very important part of Real Madrid as well.
Yeah, I think his game is growing. If you notice, the decision making in the final third is improving. He's around players like Karim Benzema, etc., who was definitely pushing him. I think last year when he played, as he was wet behind the ears with the decision making. Sometimes him do a bunch of foolishness, 20 plot and then kick with the ball. And now last year he reminded me a lot like Giovanni Dos Santos early years at Barcelona. I mean, Ronald Jr. used to say to him, lift your head up and make a better decision. I think Vinicius seems to be making that better decision now, so his game is growing.
And remember, last year he was 19.
Yes,
no, he's 20.
Yeah.
So I mean, like we keep forgetting that he's a young guy, but he's just 20 years old, and I think him have something there, Fresh Prince, where I think he's going to be a really good player, a good Brazilian player in a Brazilian squad that is star-studded.
Yeah. Man City versus Dortmund. This is the elusive one for Pep Guardiola. He can win all the plastic trophy in EPL, League Cup, FA Cup, but he really wants the Champions League. Can Dortmund turn around this 2-1 deficit? They go to Germany for this game.
Nope.
Dortmund and them fancy striker, Jadon Sancho is supposed to be back also for this game.
But the fancy striker did in our first leg.
This is a tricky time for me. It's a tricky one for me. I don't know. I give Dortmund a chance here. I do give Dortmund a chance. I do give them a chance. But slight advantage to the Manchester City, maybe 60-40. But I give Dortmund a chance here.
So that's like me.
Yes. Ramon said 3-0 City on my team. Watch out.
What a beat up!
No, and the issue, the concern I have with Man City at this stage in the game, of course, in the tournament, in the Champions League, Pep is going to definitely tinker. Sometimes he overthink these strategies. It's interesting to see what he will do going into this game. If Jadon Sancho does play, he will definitely be pushing that left back, back, and Erling Haaland. So you will get opportunities against this Man City defense. So if they can convert an early goal, then who knows? It might be nervous time again for Man City. But, we'll see. Porto versus Chelsea. Sergio Conceição, Porto's coach, said them going to beat aside going into the first leg. But what happened to Porto in that? Chelsea looked like they found a soft team. Come on.
Well, which part am I going to beat who? Which part am I going to beat who?
Yeah, but I mean, they had a prediction in the first leg. He was pretty ticked off. Surprised that he took off Moringa late in the game. Porto did get some chances, but Chelsea's in the driver's seat.
We are in the driver's seat, and I think we're going to stay in the driver's seat. I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah, man. So Porto, so Chelsea. So the prediction going through: Chelsea, Man City, PSG, and Real Madrid. Come on, you have Real Madrid, Bayern, Man City, and Chelsea. That's right for you, right?
Yep.
Right. All right, quickly before we get to Yard Ballers, let's touch the FA Cup semi-final, which is coming down next week. So a big week for Man City. Big week. They have Champions League and they have FA Cup semi-final game coming down. I mean, Brandon Rodgers need a trophy, something. The final four: Leicester City versus Southampton, Chelsea versus Man City. Your thoughts?
Oh,
I mean, these, Pep love these plastic trophies.
mm-hmm.
So will Chelsea find a way to beat this Man City? Who's your favorite going into this big matchup?
Man City.
Man City. You see?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think so. I think Man City.
Okay. You pick. And Southampton. You don't give them you give them a chance against Leicester City.
You know what? I give everybody a chance against Leicester City. So I think Southampton they have a way of coming back or finding a way to win some like a DBDB game some my time. So right now Leicester in the DBDB category. So they might just beat them.
Yes, yes. FA Cup semi-final Saturday and Sunday of this coming week. All right, let's get to discuss some football in our own backyard. Let's get to Yard Ballers. And well, quickly before we get to Yard Ballers, come on, MLS football in our own backyard kicks off this week. Quickly, I want to get your thoughts. I know the Jamaican football fans are eager to get to Yard Ballers because we have a lot of things to discuss and get the Yard Ballers update. But MLS officially, Major League Soccer starts this week. Your expectation for the season? We have quite a few new coaches in new places. You have Gabriel Heinze in Atlanta, my big side, Atlanta United. Gabriel Heinze is a new coach. Hernan Lozada, DC United. We have Greg Vanny at LA Galaxy. A lot of Jamaicans, or a few Jamaicans playing in the MLS. Looking forward to some brethren, Justin McMaster running out for Minnesota.
And Justin has been doing well in preseason. He's like banging in the goals to Minnesota. So I think I don't think I've seen Coreyberg play in preseason. I don't know if he's okay, but I haven't seen him. But I know that Columbus Crew, because you saw them in the champions, freedom the champions. They demolished that side. Yeah. So I am expecting Columbus Crew to really win MLS Cup this year.
Come on, go easy. It's early.
I know. And I think Inter Miami is a little bit like a dark horse because we have what's his name, Kieran Gibbs. What's his name? Kieran Gibbs.
Gibbs.
So he is and I mean they've brought in some top-notch players, so it's going to be interesting to see. But I think Columbus Crew for me.
MLS regular season kicks off this weekend actually. Phil Neville at Inter Miami had some issues with player roster issues. Matuidi's transfer was on an investigation by the MLS. Basically, the allegation is that he's not getting for his skill set. The so-called designation seems to be he would have gotten a lesser salary than he's currently classified. Any update on that situation?
I haven't heard anything about it. They're working on it and knowing them behind the scenes. So they're still working on it because the coach is saying that his expectation was for him to be a DP this season. So they're working on it. It is interesting because we don't know. They have all kinds of stuff. Them have Gam, them have Tom, them have DP money, allocation money. So it's like playing Monopoly.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see.
And the allegations, as some sources are claiming, that money may have been handed under the table to keep my brethren blast my tweet there.
NCAA.
So we'll see what becomes of this investigation. But Alexander Pato, former Brazil, I won't say big baller, but AC Milan standout, will roll out this year for Orlando. Do you expect anything from him on this Orlando team?
With the two old man, and I mean, like, yeah, they they were okay in preseason. And yes, it's preseason, but it gives you an opportunity to see players and how they're going to roll out. I mean, they were okay. It wasn't anything spectacular where you can say, oh wow, Orlando is up here. So I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. Big up Ramon. Ramon says, come on, you see if as long as Josie's not driving the bus, as in Chelsea bus. I mean, let's get to yard ballers. Highlighting Jamaican football. Let's get to it, football family. A deal has been struck. Apparently, we can celebrate. Damian Lowe tweeted over the past week, we have spoken with Coach Whitmore and decided that the best way forward is to go ahead with the latest contract terms offered by the JFF so that Jamaica can begin preparations and field the best possible team for the Gold Cup and World Cup qualifiers. Thanks for Robert Till and Tanya Lee for all the hard work on our behalf. JFF also released a statement. But come on, it seems like we're all right. I think this is good.
Sir, before you start to dance on a Bible, please do note, no agreements have yet been signed, but it is understood that the players instructed their attorney to communicate an agreement on the terms arrived at during negotiations. The agreement will run for the remainder of this admin's tenure. No agreements have yet been signed. Okay? So let's taper it down a little. So, but, we're moving in the right direction. If Gold Cup is coming up, World Cup qualifications coming up, couple friendlies are supposed to be in the pipeline. So this is actually a good start. We're not at a stalemate anymore. We're moving forward, which is good.
And Coach
For how long the more cry peace though, because every year we have the same issue.
Every year. And Coach Tapper Whitmore was reportedly to be instrumental in this discussion. I'm just going to pull up the JFF statement here because we'll give equal airtime to everybody. JFF, the agreed terms relate to remunerations as well as players' welfare, which will serve to establish a strong basis for harmonious relationship between both parties. The statement went on to say, JF President Michael Ricketts is overjoyed. He says, quote, I'm delighted with the agreement. Now everyone can concentrate on the most important element, Jamaica's football. That's the joint press release from the Jamaica Football Federation. Come on, I don't know what you want to say, but I am happy, all right?
You know what? And that's good. That's good. That's actually good. Actually good. Before we go, so Mark, so Junior is playing at Birmingham FC in Alabama in USL. So he just signed this season for Birmingham. So he's in USL. He's playing along with Nico Brett. They're both at the same club. So that was a question from Mark.
All right.
So it's interesting and it's good. We don't know the details. We don't know the figures. And this is so surprising because Tapper don't like to speak. So I can just see Tapper saying, we don't need to get it done, I'm going to move on, and leave it at that. So I think it is good. We need all the players on board because definitely for us, if not when, this is the year that we look really, really good to win Gold Cup. So if not, when.
I like that attitude. I like that confidence. You see, we take the PSG hashtag from if not when, no, to the JFF and Jamaican football, if not when. Speaking of the Gold Cup, it would be nice to win that tournament. Nathan Redmond apparently declared for the Reggae Boys, right? Come on. Let's get to yard ballers.
The last thing I saw, Nathan Redmond says, I have not been contacted by the JFL, so I don't even...
Wait, fake news.
Listen, until we see the players in the kit, once we see the players in the kit, then we can say yes. This is back and forth and whatever, and the man say he has not been contacted, so let's just see how that goes.
All right, thank you for setting me straight then. Come on, thank you for setting me straight. All right, let's get to yard ballers. Konya Plummer is doing her thing with Orlando Pride and NWSL. Yard ballers as we highlight Jamaican football players plying their trade and major Jamaican football news. Come on.
All right, so Ivan Tooney who Jamaica really needs, but he's waiting on that England call. He's waiting on that move up. He had 1 goal and 1 assist in Brentford's 5-0 mauling of Preston North End. He's the leading goal scorer in championship. So, hopefully he can get a big move. Jamal Lowe, the guy who played for Jamaica in the friendly, who scored for us, he had a brace in Swansea's 3-0 win at Millwall. So the Jamaicans are really turning up. Vincent Evans, he's 22. He used to play for UEFC. He has now been signed to Fort Lauderdale CF, which is a feeder club to David Beckham's Inter Miami. But Fort Lauderdale is in USL League One, and they're saying pending receipt of his international transfer certificate and P1 visa, he will be a player for Fort Lauderdale FC. So check him out. He's a midfielder. Jamaicans Kebal Malcolm, he's now on 6 goals, and Craig Foster, I love Craig Foster. I know most Jamaicans remember Craig Foster, very good striker. He's on 5 goals, and they're playing for Chalantenago. So they're doing well. Kemal just gone and the people in place. He's the only player this season with a hat trick. Them said that's the stats them giving. So him go over there to turn up, and he's 31. So, he's really doing well. To our Premier League now, before we to Premier League, Portmore and Waterhouse dropped out of the CONCACAF Caribbean Championship. And they've bowed out of the 2021 edition. They're saying because of inactivity and financial constraints, they cannot enter the competition. They're blaming the government. The government is saying that they're not to blame. They're putting health first. And that's it. It's very disappointing because some of these players need the opportunity to go out there and showcase them talent, because if you're not a player, Kappa not going to bring you to the Gold Cup. And if you are playing club football, this is a great opportunity for you to go and kind of showcase what you can do. So the fact that they withdrew is not sitting well with players, club owners, coaches. It's really, really not. And, Clive Marshall, he has quoted, he's the GM for Portmore United. He has been quoted saying, our players have suffered tremendously over the past 13 months. And I completely agree, because if you know a player who plays in the Premier League, you definitely know that they're struggling right now. So the Waterhouse president, Donovan White, he expressed similar sentiments. He's saying that the fact that they have not played for a year led to this decision, and which is bad. Which, in a way, we're kind of all right with that, because Portmore, we see a play against the 80 team, and Jano, it never pity. So, they're saying that the government has granted permission for Premier League clubs to resume training, but they have not said when competitive football can return. And Babs Grange has come out to say that this is a matter of life and death. And she's upset that people are angry at the government, especially at her, because she's saying with the spike in COVID, cases, they have to make sure that they put the players and the fans first. So she says she's asking people to be a little bit calmer, because she not open up the football. So we have to just understand, say, no local footballer will play this year, or players are going to be at a disadvantage unless Jamaica decides that they're going to free up the team. So that's, my local ballers, yard ballers.
Highland Jamaican footballers. So come on, go on. How comes you left out Asha, Naham, Kanya, Plummer, the ladies? We have to big up the yard football.
Asha signed for Spirit. Yeah, you see, they just started, and never watch it.
Well, me watch.
Well, on the Shamsik says that was last week. Come on, Redman declares himself for Jamaica. And David Nicholson says Redman is in process of getting a Jamaican passport. My bad.
All right, thank you, football family.
You're right, thank you, football family. So we have Redman in process.
Well, if you have Nathan Redman and Mikel Antonio and the whole likes, then win World Cup, me I said then, right? Come on. Then I must.
Hey. Yes, but we're gonna need Yo, are we going to need Antonio?
We need everybody. All hands on deck. All hands on deck. Yeah, but as it relates to the Jamaican ladies playing football, I did watch Kanye Plum and the Orlando Pride. They won their game, and yeah,
Can need to sharpen up our side.
yeah, she needs to sharpen up her side and sharpen up her skills, but it's good. It's good. I think Kanye seems to defer to give the ball to Marta, the big star. Every time Marta call for the ball, she, oblige. And, Kanye supposed to say, yo, Marta, I'm going to give it to you. Just wait, you know. So,
Well,
um,
I said,
but it was good to see her on the field getting some minutes. Good to see her on the field and getting some minutes. And no update in terms of reggae girls playing matches anytime soon, right?
no, nothing yet.
Nothing, nothing, nothing. Football family, that's the end of the show. Now, before we go, we want to remind our listeners. Let me, before we go, I want to remind our listeners about the St. Vincent Relief Volcano Relief Drive. Of course, everyone should be by now well aware of the situation in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The families affected, 16,000, 20,000 people have been displaced. There's a volcano relief drive this weekend, Saturday, April 17, 9 a.m. Friends of Crown Heights, 617 Prospect Place, Brooklyn, New York, 11213. Items you can send: a respirator, non-perishable food items. I mean, hygiene kits, field kitchen, sleeping mats, field folding cots, anything that you can afford to send. Football family, Ball Chat is about family. It's about the football family and the Caribbean, as Camon says, one Caribbean. Come on, and then the football family, as we get more information, we'll spread it out in terms of this relief effort. We'll put on our social media handles and try to help the family in St. Vincent. Big up Desmond Morris, former St. Vincent national player who's been on the show. Big up as he tried to take care of his family down there. Come on. I ain't that to know.
Gone a road, you know.
You've gone on the road. Football family, you can connect with us on Instagram at Ball Chat Podcast. We're on Twitter at Ball Chat 1. We're on Facebook at Ball Chat. You can email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Wonder if Liverpool are going to make a recovery this week. Come on. Come back, Liverpool. Yo, bless up football family. We're going on the road.